Hey guys, good morning. Today I just want to share with you a little bit about my story. For those who know me in real life, I'm always like on this mission of trying to figure out like where I can grow, what needs to change, how I've impacted people in my circle, how people are receiving me, my close friends, I talk to them about these things. Not everybody. You gotta be careful who you talk to, you know that. But yeah, I'm always on the process of, just trying to be a better person, healing and all these things. So on Facebook, I've been posting a lot of quotes about, healing and all these things. And one post I was just talking about getting to the root issues of things that maybe we know we have problems with, but we really don't want to confront them yet, or even the fact that there are things that we're dealing with or ways in which we act. We're not even really sure where it came from, but it's a repetitive thing. It's something that happens frequently with many different people. And you just say, oh, well, this is part of who I am. You don't really know where the root of it is. So I'm just going to give you an example of something. So for me personally, because some people are like, well, what do you mean? What does this mean? Getting to the root of it. Okay, I'm upset. That's what's the root. I'm mad, or whatever the case may be. But a lot of times it's even deeper than that. When you're really seeking healing for yourself, you'll realize, like I said, repetitive patterns. You'll realize these things are happening in all these different relationships over this course of this many years. And this is just something that, for me personally, I had a thing with speaking up for myself, or until I got pissed off, right? Or maybe something was going on around and I would want to speak up about something, but I would just not. I would just be quiet, because I didn't want to stand out. I didn't want to be laughing stock and all these things. And when my mom was alive, she used to always say, Jennifer, you just got to talk, just open your mouth. She says, if you got a question, you got to ask them. And, I'm like, yeah. But I would start to feel anxiety around certain situations when I had to speak. And so, like, not too long ago, I'll probably say maybe a couple years ago, I was just really praying about, like, what is this? Why do I it was a physical reaction in my body, literally. Like, if I had to do certain things or wanted to do certain things, but that feeling would come over me. And I was like, what is this thing? Why is this climbing up on my back? Why is this all heavy on me when I'm in situations where I have to speak in front of people? Or why am I getting so anxious when I really have a desire to know this thing, but I don't even want to open my mouth because I'm, and it's so wild. Okay. So a long time, this is a long time, I'm 41 years old now. So I probably was around, I know I was younger than 10. I don't know how old I was specifically, but I know I was younger than 10. And we had a family function at my grandmother's house. And all the adults were playing this game. And I think they called the game Black Magic. I'm not sure. But it's with these magazines and stuff. You put them on the floor, you got to guess. And the people who are initiating the game are the ones who know the trick to whatever. Anyway, I'm a young child. I'm watching it. They're all laughing. They're loud. I have a loud, it's a lot of women in my family. Everybody's cackling, kikiing, and all this. And I remember watching. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. I remember the feeling even now. And this is how deep stuff can impact you, because I can still feel that excitement. That's funny. But anyway, so after they finished the game, they revealed how the game was played, like how you could figure out which magazine was where and this and that. And as a child, I'm like, oh, now I know how to play. And I was like, I want to do it next. Every single adult, I said, can I do it? Can I play too? I want to do it next. Like, I'm asking, I'm just so amped up. And everybody in there just busts out laughing. Now, as an adult, I can see why you would laugh, maybe initially. But the way they laughed me out, let me just tell you, I was in my grandma's basement in the corner crying, okay? So this is how long they just kept it going, talking about, oh, she said, oh my God, why was she, all of that. And years later, I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like I said, it was just a few years ago, so it's years later. And she wholeheartedly apologized. And she had no clue, because I didn't even know. I was just like, this was just shown to me. And I was like, this is why I've been this way. And so, in knowing that there's a freedom in it, because when I get that anxiety, I can just say, okay, Jennifer, this is not that. This is da-da-da-da. Your words are valid. I got to talk to myself sometimes that way, which is kind of sad, but whatever. At least I know where it's from. So when the feeling comes, I can stop it quickly. But that's an example. That's a root. That was an issue that carried with me for a long time. So I was in relationships. I was mistreated by people who called themselves friend. All these types of things, because I did not have the courage or wherewithal inside of me to stand up and speak for myself for a long time. And so, you know what that means. If you're not willing to stand up for defend for yourself, people can walk over you. They can yank you this way, yank you that way, manipulate you, all these things, because they know that you're not going to stand up for yourself. And people do see those things about you, and people will take advantage of those things. But in the time, I didn't know. I didn't really realize that's what it was. I just, like most people, you feel something you don't like, you run from it, really didn't face it. I'm glad I did now, so I know, I'm aware. That's something that I'm consciously working on in certain situations. But yeah, it can be something so small that the enemy will use to keep you in bondage. And I'm not saying that's the only thing that ever happened, but that's the first thing that happened. And it was very impactful to me. There were other situations, as I, continue to grow, that have caused me to act or be certain ways, before healing came. But specifically, that one thing for me was the issue of, connecting with people, and as far as completely being honest, or y'all get what I'm saying. I'm not going to keep rambling about it. But yeah, we got to get to the root of stuff, I'll probably come back. I have I got a lot of issues that I've had to work through. And I'm not ashamed of it, because I'm glad of who I am now. And there's a purpose in all the pain. There's a purpose in everything that we go through. It doesn't have to be so super detrimental or whatever, but there's purpose in everything that happens. So my prayer today for all of us is that today we will wake up, ask Holy Spirit for guidance of this day, and be the best that we can, walk in purpose, in everything that we do, be purposeful. Love y'all.